Hey everyone, I'm live. Brendan Quinn here at the Atlantis Resort in Nassau, Bahamas, following Michigan State's disappointing performance against Baylor in the semifinals of the Battle for Atlantis. Michigan State, after taking a 10-point lead in this one, getting a 28-18 edge in the first half with about 7 minutes to go, was outscored 55-30 to close the day. And probably the most disappointing thing for Michigan State fans watching this game was the lack of will, the lack of level of competition seen in the second half. I think when Baylor came out with a 12-2 run after halftime, they very clearly broke the Spartans back, and you never really saw Michigan State punch back. Now, the question is going to be, what is that the result of? Is it a result of Baylor being much bigger, a certain degree better than Michigan State, and the Spartans just kind of knowing that game was over? Was it Michigan State's lack of scoring ability, lack of talent, lack of size, whatever, or was it the burden and toll that is being taken by this early season schedule? Tom Izzo talked at length after the game about what's being asked of his guys. He said, it's my fault that they're having to do this in the schedule, but, it's the schedule that they built. And he said it's not an excuse, but he said it's a reality, and it's all true. This is perhaps the nation's most demanding schedule through the first few weeks of this season. And maybe what you saw out of the second half from Michigan State was just all of that combined. A team that was going up against a much bigger team that it kind of knew, I think, after a while, that it really couldn't compete with in terms of athleticism and ability to get good looks on pretty much every trip down floor. That, coupled with some tired legs, coupled with a quick turnaround from last night's 7 p.m. game, that adds up to a second half that was perhaps Michigan State's worst showing of the year, and you never really saw them kind of stand up for themselves there, and I think that's going to be something that'll probably stick with Izzo and these guys more than anything. He said afterward that there's a couple guys on this team that just are not competing, and I think that was in direct reference to what he saw in the second half today. So that'll do it. Things will not get any easier for Michigan State. They will play either Louisville or Wichita State tomorrow, and both of them are really good. And if Michigan State does not come out and compete for 40 minutes in that game, it could be another rough one. And it could be a game that really gets away and gets away early. But we shall see. I will be back tomorrow to tell you all about it. And as always, until then, thanks for watching.